Welcome back to the Archive Network. Aurelius here with Malik, curators of the Civilization Archive. We left Han civilization last time at religious and philosophical life flourished during the Han Golden Age. Today we pick up where we left off. The Han civilization reached its zenith amid the splendor of Honggan. This capital city was a marvel, shaped by the ambitions of emperors and the vibrant rhythms of its people. The urban grid was meticulously planned, wide avenues running north to south, intersected by narrower lanes. Imagine the shade of mulberry and locust trees lining these streets, a mix of order and life.
I appreciate your grand vision, Aurelius, but let's not forget the people who breathed life into Chang'an. The bustling marketplaces weren't just a backdrop. They were the heart of the community. Merchants haggling over prices, street performers captivating crowds. These moments shaped daily life. It wasn't merely the ambitions of emperors, but the vibrancy of everyday citizens that made the city thrive.
True, the city's vibrancy stemmed from its people. But we have to consider the construction of Chang'an. Those massive earthen walls and imposing gates didn't just secure the city. They also projected imperial power. The layout wasn't random at all. It was meticulously designed to align with cosmological principles. This was a city crafted as much for order and governance as for beauty and aesthetic appeal. It's a testament to how architecture can embody the ideals of a civilization.
Aurelius, while the walls may symbolize power, let's not ignore the reality for many residents. The grandeur of palaces and official buildings often masked the struggles of the common folk. The laborers who built those walls sought recognition and fair treatment. Their contributions were vital, yet they remained hidden behind the grandeur of imperial ambitions.
Certainly, the laborers were integral to the city's foundation. But we must remember that the state's military campaigns under Emperor Wu didn't just expand Han territories. They incorporated diverse peoples into the fold. This consolidation was about more than just seizing land. It secured vital trade routes that would change everything. The Silk Road emerged as a lifeline of commerce, connecting the Han to distant lands and cultures, allowing for an exchange of goods, ideas, and innovations that fueled our growth.
You paint a picture of imperial glory, but what about the costs? Those military campaigns didn't just drain the treasury. They tore families apart. Think about the soldiers' loved ones left behind, waiting and worrying. The wealth from trade might have flourished for some, but many struggled just to get by. It's crucial to recognize the real human toll behind every inch of land we gained, the lives impacted, and the stories often forgotten.
You're not wrong about the costs, Malik. But let's not forget that the influx of wealth led to a remarkable flourishing of artistic and scientific achievement. Scholars at the imperial court weren't just lounging around. They engaged in rigorous study, meticulously editing ancient texts and compiling comprehensive histories. This era was marked by an intellectual vigor that inspired generations to come. Everyone was eager to push boundaries, to explore new ideas. It was a time when minds were truly alive.
Artistic achievement is important, but let's not gloss over the inequality that's always lurking beneath the surface. The bureaucratic elite, including scholars like Sima Qian, thrived while countless others struggled in poverty. Sure, the imperial court engaged in rigorous study, but that knowledge often only benefited the powerful. If we want true progress, we need to lift up and include the voices of those who've been marginalized. Their stories matter just as much, if not more.
I understand your concern, Malik. The Han society was a complex structure, no doubt. The examination system started to open ranks based on merit, though it was a slow process. We must remember that these changes were a step toward greater inclusivity in governance. It's a gradual shift, and while it didn't fix everything overnight, it laid some groundwork for future developments. In history, we see that even small changes can have lasting effects over time.
A move toward inclusivity? That's a generous interpretation, don't you think? The truth is, the system still heavily favored the wealthy and educated. Tenant farmers and laborers? They were often completely left out of this so-called meritocracy. If we're going to celebrate the achievements of the Han, we must also take a hard look at who was excluded from this narrative. It's crucial to remember the voices that went unheard, the struggles of everyday people who didn't fit the mold.
Fair points, Malik. However, we can't overlook the significant achievements in governance, culture, and technology that set a benchmark for future generations. Take the invention of paper, for instance. It didn't just revolutionize record-keeping. It transformed literature itself. These innovations had lasting impacts, influencing not only Han society, but also shaping the very foundations of future civilizations. When we look back, we see how these advancements echo through time, reminding us of the enduring legacy of such empires.
It's undeniable that paper was revolutionary. But let's think about who really had access to these innovations. The wealth generated from the trade you admire often ended up in the hands of a privileged few. Sure, the Han Dynasty's achievements were impressive, but they also laid the groundwork for inequality. Many common people struggled while a select group thrived. That imbalance would eventually catch up with them, leading to tensions that would shape their society in ways they didn't foresee.
And thus, we see the duality of the Han Dynasty. Prosperity and power, yes, but also the fissures it created. Religious and philosophical life flourished, with Confucian temples and Taoist shrines coexisting. Yet these very structures were often built on the backs of those who remained unseen. The legacy of the Han is complex, a tapestry of achievement and struggle.
That's where we leave it this time. Han civilization continues. The story isn't finished yet. Find the full series on the Civilization Archive, part of the Archive Network. We'll be back with the next chapter.